What's up, friend? Hector here with 𝗙𝗏𝑇𝐻.com with this week's Technique of the Week. Going to be carrying off of last week's Technique of the Week, where we talked about kind of putting too much strain and too much tension in the elbow during the clean. And I just want to address another common thing that I know I've made this mistake before, especially as you start to get fatigue. You look for more, your body seeks that path of least resistance. And so this is something that, again, I've made mistakes of many times before, and I constantly see some of our students here, and I even have questions about this through the BJJ Strength Secrets newsletter. So one thing I want to cover today, or the thing I want to cover today, is the bell action of the kettlebell going from the ground to the rack position. And so one common thing that I see is the bell kind of coming over the top. So there will be a point where we want the bell to go end over end, and that's when we're snatching the kettlebell. But for right now, we want the bell to literally roll on the wrist, and we want the bell to roll off the wrist. So for one, just for efficiency, it's a very important piece, but I want to talk about what that does to like your shoulder positioning whenever we go end over end, and how this can just kind of mess things up when you're doing the clean. So one common thing is cleaning the bell, and it goes end over end this way, okay? So for one, it can probably smack you in the shoulder or in the forearm, so not good, right? So you clean the bell, bang, bang, not good, right? So we already know that we want the bell, we want the forearm to stay attached to the ribs, right? And I've covered this in previous videos where I talked about you want to lead with the elbow, right, and not lead with the hand, okay? So we don't want to lead with the hand, right? We want to lead with the elbow. You can still lead with the elbow on this and get the bell to go end over end. So we don't want that on the clean. We don't want bang. You see that? I don't want that. What I want to do is, as I drive through my hips, I'm going to kind of go into like a gun shooter position, kind of like a gunslinger kind of thing. So literally, like, you're going to hike the bell back between your legs, drive, and then you're going to kind of like you're doing it's like you're doing a row standing, okay? So as soon as you drive, bang, your hands are going to be like parallel to the floor, and then you're going to do a row and pull the bells back like this. So the bell will be facing, like the end of the bell will be facing you, and it'll be like you're holding onto a handgun, okay, or a pistol or what have you. So as soon as you drive, bang, you're going to turn the bells this way and pull this way. The moment that you do that, for one, that makes you lead with the elbow. Two, that does not allow the bell to go end over end. That forces the bell to literally roll across your wrist. So I was actually having a discussion with this with one of our students here, and she was just having a hard time getting that bell to crisply come straight up to the rack. It was kind of flipping over, kind of landing on her. And it was kind of throwing off the press and anything that goes overhead. So as soon as you drive through the hip, you want to pull the bell back this way, okay? As soon as you drive, pull the bell back this way, okay? So it'll look like, almost like you're shooting a 50 cal, right? If you know what a 50 cal machine gun is, like, right? It's going to look like that, basically. And nice 50 cal analogy there, reference, huh? I mean, anytime you can reference a 50 cal, you got to do so, right? So you're basically going to be holding the bell like this. And then once you punch forward, the bell's going to meet you here, and it's going to roll nicely around your wrist. See? Boom. And then on the way down, I let it roll off my wrist again. So like I talked about in previous video, lead with the elbow, bring the elbow back, and then as you do that, my shoulder stays connected. As I do that, the bell starts to literally roll off and fall off of my shoulder, okay? And then I just guide it right back down between my legs, okay? So you want the bell to roll up on the way up, and you want it to roll off your shoulder on the way down. Now here's how that can kind of mess up, disconnect the shoulder a little bit, and here's a common thing that can start to happen as you start to unrack the bells. So for one, if you go end over end, that kind of like disconnects the shoulder, and that doesn't allow you to stay connected here. So if you go end over end, bang, on the way down, boom, okay, here, and then as you go end over end, your shoulder can start to hike up. Versus if you're here and you lead with the elbow, your shoulder stays connected and then it just rolls off, okay? So we don't want to go over the top, because if you go over the top, bang, that's going to encourage that shoulder to hike up. Two, I've literally seen people like use the shoulders to kind of pump the bells off the chest. Not good. You don't want to create that disconnection. So here's what that would look like. Okay. See that? Like literally kind of using the shoulder to kind of bump the arms off. And I've seen that, like bang, bang. I've seen that a lot. And that just kind of disconnects the shoulder. That allows the bell to go out, and it could possibly throw you off balance. But again, we want to maintain that connection. Okay, so we don't want to create any of those bad habits. So that's what I got for you today. Okay, bell action. We want the bell to roll around the wrist, roll off the wrist. We don't want it to go end over end on the way up or on the way down. We certainly don't want to like dump the bells by using our shoulders to kind of like pop the bells off. Definitely don't want to do that. You literally want to just bring the elbow back and let the bell drop and roll straight to the floor. Okay, so give that a try. Let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, have any comments, leave something in the comment section below. As always, if you're liking these videos, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you can stay up to date with all my other videos in the Technique of the Week series, and which you can find some of those other videos here up in the corner. So thanks for watching. Again, Hector at @strongestech.com with this week's Technique of the Week.